Hi, I had to think about this video to answer the questions, would I go back to Watchtower and do I still believe their doctrines? We need to look at how bad their activities really are. Behind the scenes, they make up these secret rules to try to catch you unawares. They make up their minds that you're guilty before they ever hear from you. The confusion, the harm, the damage to your health and reputation is so bad as to be a crime. 2 courts have already told Watchtower that their activity is unlawful. 2 judges have told them that they should use fair procedures. And as of yet, there's no sign that they're taking any notice of these courts. You see, if an elder acts according to these secret rules and harms somebody, it is now a crime. Well, it's always been a crime, but now he could go to prison for causing harm by not using fair procedures. But Watchtower doesn't care about this at all. So it's not only a crime, but it's also morally wrong to write things in the Watchtower to make it look as if, oh yes, we abide by fair procedures, our judicial system is very kind, and this, that, and the other. And then behind the scenes, you've got all these secret rules to trip you up and to really damage you. It's morally wrong to hide these things from people who pay to help this organization continue this unlawful activity. So look at what they do to children. 3 men, or more if you like, will discuss in secret at secret elders' meetings. They will gossip and slander. They will make up their minds that this child has done something wrong. So they go to the child, and yes, his parents might be there. And they say to that child, you have done this. The child has no opportunity to say, no, I didn't. The parents are persuaded to believe that the elders have got it right, so the child has no defense whatsoever. Now, it doesn't take a psychologist to know what harm this is going to do to a child. The child is facing being avoided by his friends, being viewed as somebody who's dirty, and the child can't cope with it. It will destroy that child's life. This is child abuse. We talk about Watchtower not getting rid of paedophiles from the congregation, and that is bad. That is seriously wrong. But so is this. This is direct child abuse, and that's why I went to court. So, do I still believe Watchtower's doctrines? Well, as you can imagine, I would never go back to Watchtower because I could not, in all good conscience, accept, be any part of these deceptive rules that they have. But I still believe in God. I believe that God is the one that got me through this legal case. He is the one that wanted me to do this. Now, it's very kind of you to put comments below here to say, I was courageous and this, that, and the other. No, I wasn't. I was pushed into doing this by circumstances which were quite odd at times. And yes, it took years, but those years made Watchtower look at what they were doing, and they dug their heels in. Every time we went into court, I was saying, look, this is wrong, that's wrong. The court was saying, yes, that's wrong. And Watchtower came back saying, no, we can do what we want. We're a religion, we don't have to use fair procedures. So their stubbornness became evident. Now, they can't hide things from God. And it was revealed to me over the course of this legal case exactly what Watchtower's doing behind the scenes. And it is so bad. So where does it stem from? Well, I think the governing body has taken on a role which is not theirs. That verse in Matthew 24, which talks about the faithful and discreet slave, they've forgotten the slave part and they've taken over the role of the master. And their arrogance and pride leads them to believe that they can hide things from ordinary minions who just go out and preach the good news. They don't need to know this. Now, I've had a lot of help from other people too. Grace and Justice, who writes comments on this little video, sent me this book. It's called A New Testament Word Book by William Barclay, and it was a great help to keep me going through this legal case. It says, "The hypocrite is the man who hides an evil heart under a cloak of piety. He goes through the outward motions of religion while in his heart there is pride and arrogance, bitterness and hate. He is the kind of man who never fails to go to church and never fails to condemn a sinner. His is the pride that apes humility." In the end, it says that the hypocrite becomes blind because he has deceived others so often that in the end he has deceived himself. So the governing body have deceived themselves into thinking they can make rules above and beyond the scriptures and that it is acceptable. It's not, it's fraud. And I will carry on this theme in the next video, but thank you for watching and we'll see you next time.